Alright. Comfort food. There's a lot out there. But let's do a different twist on a favorite comfort food. Meatloaf. In a muffin pan. Good.
We're Denny and Dan.
Come with us as we make quick, delicious, economical meals and spend some time with our puppy dogs.
Come join us.
So we're going to be making meatloaf tonight. But I'm not making a whole big meatloaf. I mean, sometimes you gotta start cutting things down before you put them in the refrigerator, and to fit a meatloaf into the refrigerator, now. But we're gonna do one in a muffin pan tonight. This way, doing it like this, everyone gets their own meatloaf. You can always put it then into a small storage container, which fits easily into the refrigerator. So, what we got here is we got some peppers and onions, we've got onion and garlic, 2 pounds of hamburger, our seasoning, some parsley, and some Worcestershire sauce. And get in here, and we're going to need a little bit of milk. So let's get cracking. Put our hamburger in our dish here. And to that we're going to add some diced green pepper and some onion. Yeah, you gotta have green pepper and onion. We're gonna add a little bit of granulated garlic. I'd say about a teaspoon and a half. And we're gonna add a little more onion, because that to me is one of the flavors you look for in a meatloaf, is the onion. I'm going to add some breadcrumbs here. We're going to add about a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Two eggs. And you can always crack your eggs separately if you trust they're going to be good eggs. You don't want to always break them into the bowl you're working in, because sometimes you could end up with that bad one. And we're going to add about a tablespoon of milk to this. And last but not least, we're going to add some parsley to this. And some of our seasoning, which is nothing more than just salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, parsley. Take your jewelry off, kids, because now you get your hands messy. And you've got to get in here and you've got to get this all mixed and combined. This is one of those meals that if you really had a bad day at work, oh, you could take it out on the meatloaf real bad here. Yeah, you could really take it out on them.
I love meatloaf.
Yeah, and it's an easy meal to do. And it's one of those that, you know, you can make so many things. Yeah, if we were doing the regular meatloaf on the pan and everything, you could make sandwiches out of it.
I'm gonna make a sandwich out of this.
You probably could.
Nothing like a cold meatloaf sandwich with mustard for lunch.
I don't know. Do you think we need a few more breadcrumbs? It seems a little loose.
Yeah, add a few more.
Yeah, we'll add some more. Wash my hands here a little bit. And again, this is just to show, you know, yeah, okay. You can add whatever a recipe calls for. If you think it needs a little more of something, add it. You know, you're the judge. You're the one that's able to look at stuff and be like, I don't know, that just seems loose. That's a little bit better. Yeah. So we got a prepared muffin pan here. And I'm just going to take my trusty little ice cream scoop. And we're going to...
Look at all them peppers in there. Mmm.
Yeah. Yeah. You get all the flavor when you add like your peppers to meatloaf, or you know, even to spaghetti sauce. You gotta get some of your vegetables and that in there for flavor.
I like peppers in everything. And if you don't have an ice cream scoop, you could just kind of form a ball and stick it in there.
Yeah. We may not even get all 12.
Oh, get all 12.
Hmm?
We want all 12. I want to eat 6.
Yeah, well, we're not going to get all 12. Someone is a little lonely. Let's see which one of these needs a little more. Needs another friend. That one there can get him. But I already pre-sprayed this with some cooking spray. You don't want to always add too much grease, because part of trying to eat healthy is to cut back on all that. Alright. So before these go into the oven, you've got to do what you got to do for meatloaf. And you need that topping. You need that topping. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a good hefty 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And just some ketchup. We're going to get this all mixed together here. More ketchup, maybe.
I like it when the ketchup gets like a crust on it in the oven.
Yeah. Well, that's why you need the brown sugar. The brown sugar is going to like candy in it. Out here, and we're gonna brush on our glaze, our topping. sure we get a good healthy amount on everybody.
Just something that reminds me of my grandmother. She always pot roasted meatloaf for
Yeah.
her specialties. And, ooh.
Well, and that's what, back in that Depression era. I mean, that was an easy meal that spread.
Yep.
I mean,
She cooked that way the remainder of her life too, you know. I mean, and she lived with us, and she would do a lot of the cooking when Mom was at work, and she'd start early though. She was a baker and a cooker. Back in those days, you know, I got up and you had breakfast. She didn't have cold cereal and stuff. Like, she made you breakfast, eggs, bacon, that kind of thing, and then she'd
all that stuff I don't do.
right.
Yeah.
And cook for lunch and start dinner early. And everything's slow cooked for her. But these are nostalgic foods, you know what I mean? It's just...
Oh, the days when you used to be able to know that you could come home and take your time making a meal. But too many people nowadays are rushed. You've got kids going to sports that they need to get to, or, you know, you've got church meetings or whatever, or school meetings that you need to get to for parent-teacher conferences and all that.
You just work.
And then
in general.
well, yeah, and just work. You come home tired, and you don't always have time to sit and watch that meal take like 20 hours
Right.
to eat. So, we've got them all coated here. All right. So they're all coated here into a 375 degree oven they're going on a lined baking pan for 45 minutes. All right, so our meatloaf has come out of the oven. So we got our dishes set up here. Gonna get a meatloaf set over. And that's the thing about these, is they're perfect size. You can take one, you can take two. Dan will probably eat 5 right now. Like I said, you gotta love having somebody that loves to eat. So, on top of that, we're just gonna add a little bit of gravy here
Just a small amount on mine.
onto our meatloaf. And now it's time. So we got green beans, we got potatoes. Apparently got to have potatoes when you have meatloaf.
It's law.
It's the law. Whatever. But I'm going to take a cut into these. You see the green pepper in there. You see the onion in there. Oh my God, give me this. Alright. Moment of truth. Yeah, you're gonna probably have about 4 of these by now.
That is good.
That is good.
Very good.
So give this recipe a try. I mean, it's just a basic meatloaf cooked in a muffin pan. And you do it at 375 for 40 minutes. For Dan, the boys, and myself. Hit that like, subscribe, share this video with your friends and neighbors. Have a good night.